Hi, it is Thursday morning, 15th of August. This channel is Drips Media, and I will be covering financial news from New York stock exchanges before markets open. The regular trading for the U.S. stock market opens at 9:30 a.m. My name is Daniela Drips. I will be quickly covering yesterday's closing data, main indexes, and the key companies. Please follow us online.
Good morning. This is Drips Media, lid from New York. Drips Media, the revolutionary digital service that transforms the way you stay informed. With Drips Media, you get real-time news delivered in dynamic short video clips, keeping you updated on the latest headlines as they happen. Our cutting-edge technology curates and condenses top stories. Whether you're on the go or just need a quick update, Drips News ensures you're always in the know, effortlessly. Stay connected, stay informed, and experience news like never before with Drips News.
The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at 40,008.4, marking its second consecutive day of gains. This positive momentum saw the index rise by 0.6%. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 continued its steady climb, notching its fifth straight day of gains. The index finished the day at 5,455.2, a 0.4% increase. However, the tech-heavy NASDAQ experienced a more subdued performance. Despite achieving its fifth consecutive gain day, the index saw a marginal increase of just 0.03%, closing at 17,192.6. This suggests a potential divergence in market sentiment, with investors perhaps shifting their focus away from the tech sector. Now let's delve into the performance of some tech giants. Apple continues to be a favorite among investors, with its stock closing at $221.70 yesterday. This marks the sixth consecutive day of gains for the tech giant, with a modest increase of 0.2%. On the other hand, Google's parent company, Alphabet, saw its stock price decline by 2.3%, ending the day at $160.40. This downturn halts a brief period of gains for Google, reversing its positive trajectory from the previous day. Meanwhile, Microsoft continues to demonstrate strength, closing at $416.90. This represents a solid 0.7% gain for the software giant, extending its winning streak to 5 consecutive days. This positive performance from Microsoft, coupled with Apple's continued gains, suggests that while the NASDAQ's overall growth might be slowing, certain tech companies are still attracting significant investor interest. Amazon, however, presents a contrasting picture. The e-commerce giant saw its stock price close at $175.50, reflecting a 1.2% dip yesterday. This marks the second consecutive day of losses for Amazon, with a 2.9% decline over this period. Despite this recent downturn, Amazon's stock has experienced a healthy 10.2% increase over the past 5 days. Shifting gears to Tesla, the electric vehicle manufacturer witnessed a 0.8% uptick in its stock price, closing at $255.60. This positive movement extends Tesla's winning streak to 4 consecutive days, with a noteworthy 7.1% surge over this period. Finally, let's look at Meta Platforms, the parent company of Facebook. Meta's stock price closed at $310.90, representing a 1.5% gain yesterday. This positive performance follows a 3.7% decline the previous day, highlighting the stock's recent volatility. Despite these fluctuations, Meta has recorded a 4.8% increase in its stock price over the past 5 days. NVIDIA, a key player in the semiconductor industry, closed at $118.10, marking a 1.7% increase. This positive performance marks the third consecutive day of gains for NVIDIA. Turning our attention to Amazon, the e-commerce giant faced a slight setback, with its stock closing at $170.10. This represents a marginal 0.1% dip, reversing the previous day's gains. Lastly, Meta Platforms, the parent company of Facebook, experienced a modest decline, closing at $526.80. This translates to a 0.3% decrease, halting its previous day's upward momentum. This continues a period of volatility for the social media giant, despite a strong overall performance this year. Meta's stock has seen a 7.7% increase over the past 5 days, contributing to a 10.9% gain for the month to date. Since the start of the year, Meta's stock has surged by an impressive 49%. However, it's worth noting that Meta's stock has experienced some recent fluctuations, reversing a one-day gain streak. Despite these ups and downs, Meta's stock has seen gains on 4 out of the last 10 trading days. Now let's shift our focus to the financial sector, where we saw positive momentum yesterday. American Express closed at $243.80, a 2% increase, marking 2 consecutive days of gains. Bank of America also saw a rise in its stock price, closing at $38.80. A 0.9% gain, also marking 2 consecutive days of gains. JP Morgan continued its impressive run, closing at $210.20, a 1.1% increase. This marks 7 consecutive days of gains for the financial giant. MasterCard saw a more modest gain, closing at $460.20, a 0.2% increase, marking 2 consecutive days of gains. Morgan Stanley showed strong performance, closing at $99.40, a substantial 2.8% increase. This marks 5 consecutive days of gains for the investment bank. Finally, Visa closed at $261.10, a 0.4% gain, marking 5 consecutive days of gains. This positive trend in the financial sector underscores the overall market sentiment favoring established institutions. Bank of America's stock performance aligns with this trend, showing a 0.9% gain yesterday, closing at $38.80. This marks 2 consecutive days of gains for the bank. Furthermore, Bank of America's stock has seen a 4.1% increase over the past 5 days, indicating positive momentum for the company. However, despite these recent gains, Bank of America's stock is still down 3.7% for the month to date. Despite this recent downturn, the bank's stock has experienced a healthy 17% increase since the start of the year. Let's move on to the cryptocurrency market, which presented a contrasting picture yesterday. Bitcoin, the world's largest cryptocurrency, experienced a 1.0% decline, closing at $58,137.30. This marks 2 consecutive days of losses for Bitcoin. Similarly, Dogecoin, another popular cryptocurrency, faced a setback, closing at 10 cents. This represents a 0.4% dip, extending its losing streak to 3 consecutive days. Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency, also experienced a decline, closing at $2,622.20. This translates to a 1.5% decrease, marking 3 consecutive loss days for Ethereum. In contrast to the mixed performance of the stock market, the cryptocurrency market presented a more bearish outlook. Bitcoin, the leading cryptocurrency, closed at $58,137.30, reflecting a 1.0% dip. This marks 2 consecutive days of losses for Bitcoin and a decline of 4.6% over the past 5 days. Despite these recent losses, Bitcoin has seen a significant 38% increase since the start of the year. However, it's worth noting that Bitcoin has experienced some volatility in recent trading sessions, with gains on only 4 out of the last 10 trading days.